You know, at some point we gotta sit back and realize that we, as fans, are pretty lucky. Because the Montreal Canadiens have a number of young guys, rookies, in their lineup right now that are making impacts, and some, of course, are admittedly better than others. But the fact that all of these guys are in the organization and still finding ways to contribute, that's special. And today I wanted to speak out about a very particular dynamic between two Canadiens players that I'm pretty sure we have noticed, but one that we haven't necessarily spoken about until now. Today I wanted to talk about the Montreal Canadiens' second line, which features forwards Alex Newhook, Oliver Kapanen, and Ivan Demidov. Essentially, this is the second line of the team with Patrik Laine out of the lineup. Newhook is being played as a winger instead of a center. Kirby Dach isn't in here as well, so that's kind of why you're seeing this as the formation here. But Ivan Demidov is such a magician, and that's what the title of this video talks about. He is so good with the puck. He's so good at creating plays. He is so good at just twisting and turning and doing all the things he needs to do to get around guys and then scoring some beautiful points. But the center on that line, Oliver Kapanen, has gone out there with 4 goals in 7 games played so far. He scored his first NHL goal on opening night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and ever since then, he has acquired 3 more. Scoring yesterday against the Buffalo Sabres, we saw ourselves this post made by the Habitant on Twitter. It responds to the Canadiens 1-0 Kapanen tweet, to which the Habitant says, Kapanen having 4 goals through 7 games as a rookie is so funny, because he's genuinely been so cheeks. Demidov is going to turn actual hockey players into superstars. Now, what does this mean? Well, essentially, the Habitant is saying that Kapanen is not good. Kapanen is cheeks, or he's ass. And the fact that he's got 4 goals in 7 games so far is amazing, because even though this guy isn't looking good, he's still finding ways to score. And the tweet kind of implies that Demidov has assisted on a bunch of Kapanen goals, which really isn't the case. I mean, Kapanen had the shorthanded unassisted goal, and then he had the other goal that wasn't assisted by Demidov, so the tweet is a little misleading. But the idea is that Oliver Kapanen isn't that great of a hockey player, but he's got all these goals because he happens to be good at shooting whilst in stride, and he's got Ivan Demidov playing on his line. The implication is, once Ivan Demidov plays with actual good players that are not Oliver Kapanen, they're going to be absolute studs. A reply says, come on, Kapanen hasn't been cheeks, give him some credit. But obviously, yes, Demidov elevates him. And then a tertiary reply says, yeah, I don't get the hate for Cappy. He's making good plays. Same with Newhook. He had speed to the line with Demidov, and at least they're finishing the plays. But ultimately, this opens up a lot of interesting ideas as to where Ivan Demidov is going to go in his career. Because this guy, he has been so impressive, despite the fact that he's never really been given top line mates. Like, we made the video yesterday, Emmett Finney in Detroit, top of the NHL's rookie class so far in points. Well, playing with Larkin and Raymond certainly helps with that. If Demidov was given that opportunity, he'd probably be up there as well, especially with the heater that Larkin is on with the Wings. But instead, Ivan Demidov has been tossed around there, playing with a whole bunch of different guys, and he hasn't really been able to get that opportunity to develop much chemistry with the players that he's with. I mean, think about last season, he was mostly with Newhook and Armia and Patrik Laine too. This season, though, he's been rotated around with Dach and Bolduc, and now he's with Kapanen. So this has not really been a good time for Demidov to quote-unquote develop chemistry with anybody other than Alex Newhook, if you just wanted to say that. Newhook, of course, he's not a veteran. I mean, he's only 24, but he's a lot more experienced than Oliver Kapanen. But ultimately, I do kind of wonder, like, if this continues, and Ivan Demidov is forever damned to not being played on the first line with Caulfield, Suzuki, or Slavkovsky even, how much chemistry is he able to form with the other Canadiens' young guys? Oliver Kapanen is shooting at like 40-something% on the year right now, which is absolutely not sustainable, but the results have been there. He's been finding ways to score points, and he's been looking pretty good finishing plays that are started by guys like Ivan Demidov. So, as long as it's working, you gotta keep him there, right? I think that's a reasonable conclusion to have. He's working, he's scoring goals. This is the natural progression here, at least until Kirby Dach comes back. At which point you can start to think whether or not it would be worth it to try Demidov out with Dach a little bit more and see if he can get Kirby some extra goals as well. There's an interesting post here on the replies to that Twitter thread that I showed you. It's from Dom from Canada. He's responding to the idea of Kapanen being Cheeks, and he's saying that, yeah, well, at least Kapanen's better than Evans, Anderson, Gallagher, Dach, and Laine. The Habitant replies, that's a low bar, though, which is absolutely the case here. I mean, yeah, it's half the forward group for Montreal, yes, but at the same time, it's like, well, this is a team that is assembled the way it is. They're very top-heavy. They have a lot of nice depth pieces, but ultimately, most of the production is going to come from 2 or 3 of their defenders and 4 or 5 of their forwards. Even Zach Bolduc has stopped scoring the past little while here, which is admittedly not as concerning as it would imply. Like, yeah, he got off to a super hot start, but he has still looked pretty good. He's had some opportunities, they just haven't been going in compared to earlier. Kapanen, he's been up and away there, though, scoring some goals, and Ivan Demidov's been getting some assists, so I just kind of wonder where the Demidov and Kapanen dynamic will head into the next little while as in even beyond this season, if Kapanen is a player that's worth keeping around for the Montreal Canadiens in general. The fact that he's already scoring 4 goals in 7 games and people are still calling him not great does bode for some excitement heading into the next few years, because he's only 22 years old. He's gonna hopefully get better. This is not the peak of Oliver Kapanen. And you can say even further comments in a similar vein about Ivan Demidov. If he's already this good now, just imagine what he's going to be like when he's 25, 26, 27. He's like half a decade younger than Cole Caulfield. And when you think about it like that, it's like, wow, there's a lot of progression that Demidov can go through, even if he's already such a talented player right now that arguably deserves to be on the first line of an NHL franchise. Sorry, but your eyes got that spot for now. We'll see what happens as the years come on and both of these guys learn to grow and mature. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you did not, the dislike button's down there for you as well. Thoughts in the comment section below about how Ivan Demidov is such a magician and how he elevates the play of those around him. Even if you can say one of those players in Oliver Kapanen isn't really all too great. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.